Everyone, today we will discuss about the object-oriented programming in Python. So, in object-oriented programming language, we use objects and classes to model real-world entities and their interactions. So, the key concept we'll explore include inheritance, polymorphism, and encapsulation, etc. So, the main idea behind the is to organize our code by binding data and function together so we can create a more efficient and structured programs. So these are the OOPS concepts in Python. So these are the core concepts of Python, which includes class, which is the blueprint or prototype for creating object. Second thing is objects. Third is polymorphism. Fourth one is encapsulation. Fifth one is inheritance. So these are the main concept that we will learn in the Python OOPS concept. So let's start with the Python class. So a class is like a blueprint that defines the structure and behavior of objects. So this is the main definition, like a blueprint that defines the structure and behavior, like how it will look and what will it behave, like what is the where there is their functionality. So it contains attributes and methods. Attributes are variable belonging to class and which are always public, that we can access them anywhere in a program. And after that, this is the syntax how to define the class. So we have class and then class name, after that colon, and beside this statement. So these are the example of class with class and class name, and we are just passing the normal thing. It will not do anything. It's just how we build the classes. So here when you hover it will tell you about the class. So this is how you build the class. Now let's move on to the objects. Now we have created the blueprint of the class. So now we will create the actual objects. For example, like you first, by building the home, first you will see the structure or blueprint, like an architecture will build the map of your house. So after that you will build the building here. Then so what architecture design, that means the class. When we build the house, room, kitchen and all, these are called the objects. So an object is an instance of a class that has the specific attributes and behavior, which means an object which is entity with the state, behavior and identity is called an object. And state means the like attribute representing properties. And what is behavior? Behavior will be the method representing the actions, and identity is like a unique name which will interact with it. So here this is the obj equal to dog, then parenthesis will be the class name. So object are the instance of the, so just like dog is an instance of the dog class. So here we have created the object of the class. This is how the proper class and object look like. Now let's move on to the what is the Python self keyword. So when we work with the classes and objects, we often encounter with the self keyword, and it is very important and basically asked in the interview questions also. So what are the self keyword? So you will tell that self refer to the instance of the class and allow us to access its attribute and methods. So class method have an extra first element self. which represent the instance and Python provided automatically. So there is an init method is similar to construction in C++ and Java, but here for a simple understanding, let's show init method, which is a special method that is called a constructor. This is a simple thing. Okay, this is how you build the self keyword. So here we have class with dog with self name. Okay, this is the class name. Now we are defining a function. There is a init method which contain the self and name. This will be the structure when you build the classes in the bigger projects. So this is the self keyword. This is the first parameter and name, and now we have to declare the where we will store the value. So self dot name equal to name. So this is the Python self. Now let's move on to the how we will create the classes object with methods. So now we will adding some functionality to our class. So we will include the method, so which are the function defined within the class. So here I will do one thing, comment out this. So here this is the, so here dog with method is our class name. So we are giving then attribute one, that is mammal, and declaring the def init function self comma name, self dot name equal to name, and what is the attribute functionality week, which will be the self. Now we will, what we'll do, we will print my name is for dot format self dot name, and this is how you call the object which will print the functionality of our program. So dog with method instance, this is how you call the class, like we call the function, is the same thing by like that. This is how you call the object and class, and this will be the last step, def with method. Now we will try to run the program. So my name is Max. Okay, we have here give the attribute which goes to here self name, then it will print the name here, and we are printing self dot name here. So my name is here, this is string formatting, what we are formatting self dot name. So what name came here, when we call with this method, this will call the class with dog method. Then this is the peak function which will call itself, will print it name Max. Now we will move on to the main concept of the Python. So first one was the Python inheritance. So what inheritance is? Inheritance is a powerful concept in object-oriented programming language which allow us to a class to inherit properties from another class. So there will always will be the base class and which will inherit the properties of the derived class. So this promotes us the, so we can reuse and represent the real world relationship. So here class person we have built, and this is the base class, and we have class employee called the class name person, this is called the derived class. So person class is inheriting, person is a class, and employee class is inheriting the person from it. Here you can First we'll comment. Here is the example of share the screen. So what we are doing here is we are creating a class person which will include name and ID number. This is our first function. Okay, this is how you store the data. Self.name equal to name, self.id number equal to id number, self, which will be the name and the id number. After that we are printing the details like that. My name is, which will formatting the self.name, and what is the id number. So what we had do, we are declaring the keywords here. Here we are printing the above part, that is we are displaying the name and id number. Here we are declaring that my name is and id number will be the, which will print all the details. And this is the normal first class, that is the base class. And now the class employee person, which we are inheriting the properties of like this name and id number here, which will be we are, because we are inheriting the from the class to the employee class, and where we have extra added the salary and post. Similarly we will do what we will do, store the salary and post. Okay, now we are printing the details here. Now what we are doing is the giving the variables to the employee, because here it is all the details are covered, that's why we are using in here. This is the object we have created, employee instance equal to employee, which will have the name, id number, salary and manager. This will display the data and this will print the details. So here what we have in display, we have my name is and id number, and here it will print all the details. So we will run the program. See, it will display the details John 123, and what is printing, my name is John and what is the id number and postman. This is the detail. This is the how inheritance work. Basically we are inheriting the properties from base class to the derived class. For a simple example, like someone said here, like that we sometimes we inherit the properties from our parents. The child, parents has the mother eyes are also gone to the child class, like the normal child, that is a boy or girl, has the similar to her parent. So this example of inheritance, because we are inheriting the properties from the main class, that is the parent class, to the child class. So I will comment this out, because we have to understand other method also. Now we will move on to polymorphism. What stand means, having the many forms. So polymorphism allows us to use a single interface for different types. Like for in the context of the object oriented, it means that different classes can share the same method name but provide the different implementation. So here we have a bird class and a sparrow class, and they both have the same functionality, that is flight. So they can flight method, but each provide a different behavior. So what is that? That most bird can fly, but we know sparrow can fly. Most bird in sense that some birds can fly, some bird cannot. So these are the different methods we can do. So let's start with the example. sharing the screen. So what we have done is we have created a class bird and we a function called that is the self keyword. The bird we are printing most bird can fly, and we have the same class sparrow which is inheriting bird, the same functionality that is flight, but we are differentiating property that sparrow can fly and here most bird can fly. So here we have created the object. This is how you create the object of the class, and this is how you call the object of the class. Now we will print it. See, this is how it will be printed. So polymorphism means that we with the help of single thing we can have the different methods. Like polymorphism mean having many forms, or something can have many forms. Okay. The encapsulation. So what does the encapsulation stand means that it wraps up the whole data and methods into a single unit. So what it helps us to restricting direct access to certain variables and promoting data integrity. So here is the base class and with the private attribute C. This is how you encapsulate in the website. All the only you have the UI user interface which we interact with it, but it doesn't show us the what functionality are going behind it, what we are using, how the programming is functioning, how we connecting the server and matching the database, like username password is matching or not. So this is how the Python encapsulation works. So to summarize this, so Python object-oriented programming consists of a structured way to design and organize the code. So here we have covered the basics of classes, object, inheritance, polymorphism, and encapsulation. These are the very important part of the object-oriented programming, and for the interview perspective also we have to use it, and we will use more them in our we will build like a for a website you are building something like that. When you build this something like website, you will use classes to define the functionality of some specific task. So understanding these concepts is crucial for controlling creating the scalable application. So this is how we will learn the object oriented programming language, that are the Python concept that have. So this is from my side. Thank you so much.